Hi guys, and welcome to this daily tarot reading for Wednesday the 19th of May 2021. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. This is the deck that I use in my personal reading, so let's see what these cards have to say about today. They are quite worn, these cards, so excuse the way they look. I think it's time for a new deck soon. I mean, they're not too bad, they're just a little bit used. You can tell I'm a Virgo. Let's see what the cards have to say about this day. I hope you're having a really wonderful May. For me, the last couple of days have really been like an epiphany. I've remembered things that I thought I hadn't forgotten, if that makes sense. Like the fact that the universe loves me, that everything's going to be okay. I tend to get in my own head a little bit, and I forget to remember that if I just align myself with the process, that things tend to work out really well. I don't have to try and claw and work on every little detail. It's really interesting. And I mean, I work with spirituality. That's my job. When I do my readings, I tune into my higher self. I use my intuition. So you'd think that I'd be on top of that all the time, but no. And May has really opened my eyes, or the last few days in particular, so it's something I'm grateful for. It's really nice. So I hope you're having a good time too. Let's see what the cards have to say about this day. 9 of Wands, Temperance, okay, and the 5 of Swords in reverse. The 9 of Wands has shown up quite a lot lately, and it's a great card. It kind of means that the worst is behind you, and on this day, I really feel, don't forget to remember how far you've come and where you've come from, and that you already have chosen one thing and you've pursued that and you've been very successful. So it's kind of time to celebrate and to give yourself props for everything you have achieved in life. And it's important not just to look at the next problem and the thing that is next on your to-do list and to kind of feel like you're staggering on through all of these difficulties and it's just one problem after the other. You've left a lot of your issues behind already. You can see in the card this young man, he's got a bandage on his head. So he's had a bit of a rough ride. He's devoted himself to living authentically. Each wand represents a purpose and a passion. And he's tried to move ahead with that, but he's got so many things that he wants to achieve. He's kind of lined them up, and it's created a wall of blockage. So it's almost like he is on board with living his best life. And he has said, there are certain things I care about and I want to succeed in. But it's almost like the standard is too high. And he said, well, I've got to be the CEO of a company, and I've got to have the perfect family, and I've got to look great, and I've got to make a ton of money, and and it just set the standard so up here that it's a bit of a battle, and he doesn't know which one to work on first. And that if he does just have to pick one or move forward in some sort of way, it's almost brutal because he has to feel like he has to barge through these things, these blockages that he's put in his own path. It's kind of like when you're in addiction, you start with an addiction because you think it's going to make you feel better, whether it'll help you sleep or it'll take away the anxiety or whatever. And then you get addicted to that substance, and it's just another problem. And when you come off it, then you really can't sleep, and then you're really anxious, and you've got withdrawal symptoms, and you've got to wait for your body to recover. So it's that kind of thing. It's setting the standard a little bit too high, not being kind to yourself, and really feeling like you've got to fight your way through life to the extent where you're putting roadblocks in your own path. So the message is saying that you don't need to solve all of your problems in one day. The card is saying that you don't need to solve all of your life problems in one day. You can focus on one thing that you care about, and by keeping things simple and picking one thing, not only are you actually giving yourself a chance to succeed, but you're creating an opening in this wall of pressure that you've created for yourself, and you can actually squeeze through the gap. So keeping it simple is going to allow you to progress and to move ahead in your life. The Temperance card is another card that says progress. We've got this little path here that leads to enlightenment and awakening. So by creating some sort of balance and seeing your life objectively, so it's not like I've got this mountain to climb of success and I am nothing and I've never done anything right. Instead, take a little bit more of a reasonable approach and say, I've come a long way. There are still things that I want to achieve. And that's a good thing. At least I've got certain goals. It could be different. I could say, I've done everything there possibly is to do in life and I'm bored half to death. So at least it's not like that. The balance you create within yourself by looking at things consciously and saying, I'm not going to go to extremes of saying all or nothing. That allows you to create this space within yourself that helps you move forward in a much gentler way. So you're dipping your toe back into your own feelings of well-being and comfort and ease. And it's through that ease and taking care of yourself and loving yourself that you're able to kind of cleanse yourself and come out of the pool and continue on your journey. So really, you're dropping a lot of weight here today. You're dropping a lot of this stuff that you've piled on yourself, the guilt and the obligation and what you ought to do, and the feelings of I'm not good enough and not being there for yourself and feeling alone and not seeing things clearly. So both of these cards are great because they're saying that you drop all of these burdens that you've piled on, and it makes your path a lot easier and a lot more fun and enjoyable as well. Like imagine you're taking a little dip in this pond. Once you come out of there, you're going to feel cleansed and renewed. And then before, where you were kind of, slogging along heavily, each step is like cement in the ground. Once you've cleansed all of this stuff away, you can go skipping along this path in your birthday suit along to your happy place. So it really isn't as dreary as it may seem, and it can be a lot more enjoyable. And we've got this angel here with the sun, or this kind of halo at the center of its forehead. So the spiritual is giving you a sense of identity. So by connecting with your true self, you're going to feel much stronger in yourself, and you're able to let go of these ideas which make life seem much more difficult than it is. Because you've already proven to yourself how capable you are. You may have forgotten about some of those things, but on this day, you see your strength in all your doings and all your actions, rather than all the problems and all the weaknesses and all the shortcomings which have been there in the past. The Five of Swords this way around is really kind of self-centeredness, self-absorption, making yourself feel bigger by putting other people down. He's a bully. And the Five of Swords is genuine conflict. And it's really seeing yourself incorrectly. He bullies other people because he feels like he's not good enough. So the only way he can get is by taking from other people and putting them down. So totally the wrong perspective. It's in reverse. So thank goodness it's very unlikely that you're going to have serious conflict with other people. But it's also very unlikely that you see yourself incorrectly. You see yourself for who you truly are, which comes round full circle, and that allows you to keep things simple, to support yourself, to do this cleansing, and then to move forward on your journey in a really easy, harmonious way that doesn't include any faulty thinking or wrong action. Because you're acting with love, you kind of get off your own case a little bit, you get off your own back, and that just lightens the load. It's like decompressing on this day. Number-wise, we've got 5 and 9 is 14. And another 14. Oh, that's interesting. 14. 1 and 4 is 5. That's freedom. So a 5 and 5 is 55. So that's real freedom. And that's like freedom from yourself. And the self that holds you back and that tortures you with unreasonable expectation. Wow. Okay, so 14 and 14 is what? 28? 2 and 8 is 10, and 10 reduces to 1 in numerology, and 1 is the magician. Listen to your true self and make it happen on planet Earth, but in a way that's gentle and that it naturally allows you to kind of expand like this, to open up, rather than to beat yourself into doing something. You will succeed. It's you're really able to let that go today. And to, get off your own back. Wow. Okay, so have a great day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. In my personal readings, I use the tarot, astrology, numerology, and I combine all three to really get a clear understanding of who you are and your strengths and weaknesses and what's going on for you. And if you're unclear about what path to take or what you're good at work-wise or what's coming up in future, and you want me to have a look, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading via the website, gregoryscott.com. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.